Hey there, everybody. I cannot help but screw this thing up. So, anyway, funny story behind the scenes. Just give you a little bit background before we start this. I just recorded this entire thing and it didn't record. So, you guys are going to see take two of this. I thought take one was pretty good. I'm hoping that take two will be even better. I'm Randy, the realtor of Cummings and Company Realtors. And I'm here to tell you tonight about the psychology of buying, what goes on, the emotions and everything behind buying and selling. So let's get right into it. Why are real estate decisions much heavier on our hearts than other purchases? It's because there's so much money involved. It's because people can judge you. It's so open and out there. It's like buying a car, but like even more like, you know, we have all these imaginations that people are judging us this and that and the other. And just the fact that you even own a house, period, is two thumbs up in my book. So why is it so heavy? It's because so much financial stuff is involved with it, and you may or may not be involving other people in it as well. So let's look at what are some of the things that weigh you down and how do we lessen the emotion. Okay. First and foremost, the way to lessen the emotion is to not be rushed, to plan ahead. So when you're a buyer, we're going to start with the buyers and we're going to talk about sellers in a second. When you're a buyer, what we're going to do is we're going to plan ahead. When are you looking to buy? Great. When did you decide that you would like to buy? That's when we should start planning. When you wake up tomorrow and you're like, I should really buy a house. That's going to be my New Year's resolution. Let's buy a house. Great. Then let's start planning for it because it's never too early to plan. Okay. If you plan, and what we do when we're planning is two parts. First and foremost, we sit down with you and we go over everything from A to Z. How much are you going to need? When are you going to spend this money? What do you need to do? What does your credit score need to be? How much do you need, period? Like, when are you going to spend the money? All of these things. And we go over them kind of, in an overlapping manner so that you really know it. We give you your own guide and stuff as well. And then we remain there for you throughout the transaction to make sure that you know. First, you get this global overview with a little bit of specifics about the money. And then when we get into it, as we get into each part, we really dig deep. Okay, this is the inspection. This is how an inspection works. This is how long the inspection period lasts, blah, blah, blah. We go into all that. Part two for the buyers, get you pre-approved. Get your credit looked at. If you're having a problem with your heart, your lungs, your arms, your head, any of that stuff, you're going to go to a doctor and they're going to give you therapy, prescription, medicine, surgery, something to help get you better. We are going to get you in touch with our lender and they're going to look at everything. You're either good to go or and we need to get you up there. So don't be shy. Let them pull your credit. Let them take a look at it. Worst case scenario, they're like, your credit is awesome. It was 790 and now it's 787. It'll be at 787 for the next 29 days and then it'll jump back to 790. Don't worry about it. If your credit is super good or super low, it's not going to matter. Okay. It's those people right in the middle that maybe they're worried about, every point matters or something like that. It's okay. The lenders are good guys that are on your side. They're not going to do anything that's going to harm your ability. Remember, they get paid on commission. If you can't buy that house, they get paid nothing. Okay. So that's for the buyers, getting you prepared, two parts, meeting with us, talking with the lenders. Sellers, pretty much the same thing, ironically. When I meet with you and you're looking to sell your house, I'm really good at selling your house. I'm going to sell your house. Where are you going to go when I sell your house? Okay, let's get you ready for that part first. Do you need a pre-approval? Are you upsizing? Are you downsizing? Do we need to talk about that? So let's just talk about the buying first and get that ready. Then we're going to circle right back during the same meeting. We're going to switch gears. I even have like two different presentations and I keep them separate. I'm like, this is your selling your house book. This is your buying your house book. And then what we do is we look at the selling. Selling has three parts. If I had three hands, I could do it all together. Think of it as a three-legged stool. If you take away any one of those legs, you're falling on your ass. The stool is falling over. So you want to have all three of these legs of the stool intact. Let's start with the elephant in the room. The number one thing, probably, arguably, is price. I can market the snot out of your house. You can shine it so that it glistens in the sunlight. But if you're charging $50,000 too much for it, you're going to hear crickets. I wish I had like a cricket thing. I'm sure I don't. I'm not like Wrigley Stadium where I have all the sound effects nearby. I need to do that, but you'll hear crickets. Nobody's going to come and see it. No one's ever going to know how beautiful it is. Okay. They're not going to care about my marketing. They'll probably look at it, but the marketing is not going to sway them if it's not priced right. So we need to get it priced right. In the market right now, today, when I made this, you need to price it just a little bit lower than what people would expect. Then they will perceive it as a bargain, and people love bargains. In fact, they love bargains so much. Copyright, I coined this phrase. People love a sale or a bargain so much that they're often willing to overpay to get it. Think about that for a minute. If you charge a little bit less for it, you drive a bunch of traffic into the house, they may generate like a little bidding war, and somebody may quote unquote overpay. There's no real such thing as overpaying in the real estate world, but in their perception, they may end up overpaying for it. Okay. So real estate transactions are heavy. There's a lot of emotions involved in it, whether you're a buyer or a seller. You might be doing something for the first time, or you might be doing something for the fifth time. The other thing when you're selling your home is it's your home. And I know that it's emotional. You may have had your kids born there, hopefully not in the house, but maybe they grew up there. Your dog is buried out back, whatever it is, it's drawing you to that home. Recognize those feelings. It's okay to have those feelings, but it's also okay to move on and stuff as well. You're not meant to stay in the same house forever. Keep in mind, the house, it isn't going to miss you. It doesn't have feelings. It doesn't have emotions. It doesn't have a face on it or anything. And it's not going to cry when you leave. I just sold a house recently before we moved into our dream house here, and we lived in it for like 20 years. All of our kids grew up there. I met my wife while we lived there. Like our kids grew up there. It was amazing. We loved that house. It was the right house for that time in our life. Now this is the right house for the time in our life. I passed by, I still have tons of friends in that neighborhood. And for those of you that really, really know me, you know where it was. And I love them, and I still go see them, and I see my house all the time, and I don't like reminisce about it or romanticize it or anything like that. It was my house during that time. It's somebody else's house now. Do they care for it as much as I do? Probably not, but that's not for me to say. It's their house. They can do with it what they want. Let's talk about loss aversion before I just ramble on forever about the same thing. Fear of missing out. Why do people fear mistakes more than wins? Okay. The FOMO is huge. For the buyer's side, when you see the house that's yours, this is why we plan ahead. You're going to know inside that this is the house for you. We're going to confirm it. We're like, yeah, like 8 out of 9 of your boxes are checked. You're never going to get all of them. This is the house for you. It's the right price in the right neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. Go ahead and go after it. If you don't say yes, you're saying no. Don't kid yourself. If you're not saying yes, you're saying no. And it's okay to say no, but just realize that you could miss out on that house. So when you're ready, you go look at houses. When you find the house that you like, you put an offer on it and you make it your house. Okay. Same thing can happen on the seller side. You list your house for $400,000. You get an offer for $390,000. Should I take this offer? What should I do? Well, let's look at the factors. How many showings are you getting a week? How many showings do you still have lined up? How many times are agents calling me, talking on the phone, and asking me questions about your house? Are you paying a commission? Do you have any offers yet? Et cetera. Whatever questions they might ask. Are they asking any questions? If the answer to all those questions is no, then you take the $390,000. If it's yes, you wait, you counter, but you act. Doing nothing, not one of the choices. Okay. Even if they offer you $300,000 and you're asking $400,000 and your house is worth $400,000, you counter them with something. Okay. Counter them with 410 if you have to. Just whatever you need to do. Keep it moving. Somebody made the effort to write an offer. Let's make the effort to give them an answer back. How does emotion sneak into logical decisions? A lot of times the emotion can come from outside. You got to be careful who you're letting in that you're buying a house or that you're selling a house. So you really need to give that some careful thought. Who is going to be your inside board of directors, guardians, advisors that you're going to let tell you things? They will be in your ear and everything. And it's okay to get advice. I like for all the decision makers to meet with me from the very beginning. If you're 21, buying your own home, congratulations. You want to bring your parents to our meeting? Yes, do that. I don't want to meet your parents at the inspection. I want to meet them right from the beginning. I want them to know that I'm a good guy, that I'm on your side, and I'm looking out for you. Because if I meet them at the inspection, they're like, why are you trying to sell my son or daughter this crappy house? I'm like, you should have seen the ones that we didn't buy. This house is the good buy. So I get it. I have 3 kids of my own. I'm very protective. I've got one at the filming of this that already owns their own home and everything. It wasn't perfect, but it was the best house at the time. Continues to be a good house. It was a good long-term investment for him and stuff. So when you're selling your home, there's a lot of emotions that sneak into the decision-making process as well. Kids upset, this, that, and the other. The thing I can tell you from my teaching experience about moving children is the earlier you do it, the better. The younger kids recover a lot faster from a move than older kids. So let's bring that up. Make that be one of the things that we talk about when we meet. Timing. When do you want to do that? Also, everyone always wants to move in the summer. First day of school. You remember the first day of school. It's hectic. You got a new teacher, new locker. You don't know how to do the locker. You got all the first day jitters and everything. And then you're going to be at a new school also. It's okay to move during the year, okay? Unless it's like maybe their 5th grade year or their 12th grade year or something like that, then that's a different consideration. But it's okay to move during the year. They'll recover a lot faster because everybody loves the new kid when they come in. Everyone's like, oh, can I show the new kid around today? Can I make sure they know how to get to the lunchroom, recess, PE, all that fun stuff. So just, it's okay. Talk about that stuff. Bring up the things that are important to you. These outside opinions can derail your confidence. I just had a young man who friends with my oldest son, and his parents were telling him, why don't you wait a couple years? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And he's working hard, has a lot of money saved up, can afford it. And it's been, he says he's still going to buy, but it's been almost 2 years now. And he's missed out on probably $30,000 or $40,000 worth of equity. I'd love to have that conversation with mom and dad. I'm like, are you giving him the $30,000 or $40,000? Because that's what he's missed out by not buying. Maybe some people are not ready to buy a house, but we get them ready. We make sure that you're ready and everything. Trust is a big one. I get asked a lot of questions. I have a lot of lender friends that ask me questions. They have agents that are, flubbing up a deal or this or that, the other. And then they ask me title people. I even have other people from other transactions and other agents and stuff and clients and stuff. And they'll ask me questions about things. I always give them the same answer. If you trust your agent, then trust your agent. If you don't trust your agent, get a new agent. Just get rid of them, get a new agent. Do it before you get under contract, for the love of God. I just met with a couple the other day. They had put an offer in on a house. They did not win the bid. They weren't happy with their agent. I was like, I can't tell you to fire your agent, but just use common sense. If it's not working with that agent, then get a new agent. I'd love to be your agent, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you. So I was like, you got a decision to make, do what you feel is best. And I left. And they called me the next day and they're like, we want you to be our agent. I'm like, great. I can only be your agent when you're not already working with another agent. So you got to pick. So if you trust your agent, then trust your agent. If you don't trust your agent, get a new agent. Okay. When you get good guidance, when you got someone there navigating or even driving, holding the wheel, it reduces regret. So when you have someone in control who's really taking charge and knowing what's going on and everything, it will help diminish the regret. There's always going to be a little bit. There's always that, fear of missing out. There's always all those little emotions that creep in, but it's going to be a lot less when you're getting good guidance. So, like everything else in your life, surround yourself with good, positive people. We will be one of those people as well. And we'll make sure that you get all of the information that you need to make the best decision for you. What are we doing behind the scenes? Well, I'm glad you asked. A lot. For example, yesterday, my clients, they're looking for an investment house. We were kind of all over town looking at investments. It was our third or fourth time out. And they really kind of through a backdoor chain of events, they really came to like this house. And I didn't know much about the house and stuff. They were asking me questions about it. And I was just like ignorant. Like, I don't know much about this situation, but I'm going to be an expert by the end of the day. When we get back, we're looking up reports. We're looking at comps. We're running AI reports. We're doing everything research oriented to make sure that your financial purchase, in this case, big financial purchase, is the right one. Is it the same thing that I would do if I was in your shoes? That's always my metric. That's my baseline. Is this a good decision? Well, would Randy do it if I was you and in your decision? If I can't say yes to that, then I'm not going to say yes to you about anything else. I'm going to show you the flaws in this. And we find a lot of flaws. I say no a lot more than I say yes. And I'm very happy to do so because I want to save you from making a mistake. So what do we do behind the scenes? Honestly, more than what you see. We do more with you behind the scenes than what we do with you in person. Just tons and tons behind the scenes. So how do you approach buying or selling with mental clarity? Here's how you do it. Take your time, think about what it is that you want to do, set up a time to meet with me as soon as you've decided what you want to do. If you're waiting for a work thing to come through, like we deal a lot with military, you're waiting for your orders to come through or whatever, that those orders, that job offer, it might not come until they want you, like the final thing, whether it's military or not military. We can't wait for that. So as soon as it's in the works, let's sit down, let's plan it so we can have some clarity about a path. You'll be amazed how much stress that takes off of you when you just sit down and we do it ahead of time. Okay. So final thought, real estate is emotional. Blah. Okay. That's okay. It's okay to be emotional. Okay. We're going to help keep it under control, keep your pulse rate low, your blood pressure low. Okay. And we're going to keep you under control and get you success when you're buying or selling. If this helped you, follow us for honest, pressure-free guidance. And always feel free to give me a call, like us, follow us, subscribe, call me 443-226-0082. I would love to help you achieve success in whatever you're doing real estate related. See you soon.